Hello viewers, this is Paladin of Odin, and this is some more Magic the Gathering Online. This is another episode of the Standard Commentary Series, and it looks like we've got Grixis Control versus... At first I thought it was Naya Midrange, but he's playing a basic island, so I'm starting to think that maybe he's playing 4C Super. Read the bones from Grixis? We'll call him Super Friends for now. Super Friends, well, he has an advocate until ultimate price, and he's got a Nahiri the Harbinger. Going with the +2, no discard, which is actually a pretty neat mechanic on Nahiri, since her +2, gives her +2 counters, and then her -2 is a -2, so every time you +2, gives you an extra time that you can -2. And then, her +2 is a May. You don't have to discard. For example, if you don't have anything you want to discard, you don't have to. And it's just fuel for her second ability. While, there might be instances where, yeah, I've got plenty of land, I'll discard a land, draw a card, and hope that it's better than a land. Or, in bad situations where you're desperate for an answer to the situation you're in, you'll discard anything in your hand hoping to find the right answer. Oh, wow. So Grixis plays Kalidas, end of turn, 4C throws down Collected Company and finds double Reflector Mage. So Kalidas shows up and promptly disappears. And now the 4C deck has two 2/3s, and +2 on Nahiri again, no discard again. Now this way, next turn he can go ultimate on her, and she'll still be alive the turn afterwards. Well, possibly. I mean, as we've seen, he is running burn cards. Fiery Impulse can't touch a Planeswalker, but you get the idea. Kolaghan's Command would be a good answer for that. Nissa Vastwood Seer. And a Sylvan Advocate. So honestly, this is just looking like a pretty much normal Naya midrange deck. Just, one land is out of place. So I'm starting to think it's just Naya midrange. It's possible that he's running Reflector Mage. It's possible that he's trying to meld Naya midrange with Bant Aggro, since a lot of Bant Aggro's creatures fit perfectly into Naya midrange. The only outliers are things like Reflector Mage. But at the same time, adding in blue allows you to reach out for more Planeswalkers. Say you want to run Narset or Kiora, or, when the next set comes out, the new Tamiyo. So, ultimate price on Nissa, ultimate on Nahiri, grabs Dragonlord Atarka to kill off Kalidas, and Grixis concedes. Because he would have only had one blocker, this thing gained haste because of Nahiri, and there was just nothing he could do. So, let's go to game 2. Alright, turn 2 Duskwatch Recruiter from 4C. Now, there were 2 solid minutes of sideboarding, and I imagine it was mostly on the Grixis side. Kolaghan's Command, 2 damage to kill off the Duskwatch Recruiter and force him to discard a card. Kolaghan's Command is still just a really, really good card. Those 2 modes alone for 3 mana is worth it, let alone giving you extra options on top of that. So he did discard a Reflector Mage to it. And Nissa Vastwood Seer. Now, what I was saying about the sideboarding is I imagine Grixis probably went in and grabbed probably a few more direct kill cards or possibly board clear. Or I was thinking, since we didn't see it in his last play, he might have increased his counter arsenal. Transgress the Mind. 5 cards, gets rid of a Reflector Mage, leaves him with Forest, Cinderglade, Battlefield Forge, and Duskwatch Recruiter. That's a lot of land. So Forcey's going straight into combat, attacking in Nissa for 2 damage. Grixis goes down to 18. And Duskwatch Recruiter. And so far, Grixis has been doing a really good job of taking it to 4C the best that he can. Knocking cards out of his hand, killing his creatures. And Kalidas is a really good blocker against almost every creature that Bant Aggro or Naya Midrange plays. You know, a 3/4 with lifelink, you know, handles a Sylvan Advocate until you get 6 land. Duskwatch Recruiter can't touch him. Nissa Vastwood Seer can't do it. In combat, Reflector Mage gets eaten. So plays the Sylvan Advocate and passes the turn. So it's back to Grixis. And he has plenty of options in his deck to be able to deal with some of these creatures. Another Kolaghan's Command right now would be very powerful, though I don't know that he'd get much out of the discard. But either way, you know, making your opponent discard a card, regardless of what it is helpful to your cause. And then he could go 2 damage to Nissa, 2 damage to Duskwatch Recruiter, or, you know, ultimate price to kill off one of these creatures since all 3 of them are mono green. Ruinous Path. He is a little mana screwed here, but I don't imagine that he has much of a higher mana curve than 4, maybe 5. So there's a Ruinous Path to kill off the... Oh, okay. So Ruinous Path killed off Sylvan Advocate. And Fiery Impulse to kill off the Duskwatch Recruiter. Oh, that's why Kalidas exiles him. Sorry, I was wondering, why didn't it go to the graveyard? Reality Smasher he found with the Recruiter. So, 2 dead creatures get exiled, gives Grixis 2/2/2 zombie tokens. And now he... Oh, I was going to say, he's pretty much open to attack in there, because I highly doubt that he was going to block with Nissa. But he plays it safe. He knows that there's a Reality Smasher coming in. And now, all he has to do is double block with Kalidas and a zombie token, and he can kill off the Reality Smasher and take no damage. Or, he can just take 5 since he's at 18. But he goes for the double block because leaving a Reality Smasher in play is not really the best idea. And at least that way, you didn't have to deal with his protection ability of having to discard a card when you target him. And, since combat damage happens all at the same time, Reality Smasher was exiled by Kalidas and gave him another zombie token. Read the Bones. That should help Grixis out here. Since they're both low on hand count, you know, getting to draw 2 cards and scry 2 before that is very important. He put both of them on top, so whatever they were, he liked them. So getting a tempo boost, I'm still surprised he didn't attack in with any of his zombie tokens. I mean, it is the safe play that way in case he has another Reality Smasher, for example, you can block with all 3 zombie tokens, kill it off. So Nissa flips. +1 finds a declaration in stone, which is a very, very bad news for Grixis because that can just get rid of all of his zombie tokens. And he gets nothing for them since they're tokens. Top card of your library. If it's a land, put it into the battlefield, otherwise put it into your hand. So I'm surprised that he didn't use it there to get rid of the zombie tokens. Goblin Dark Dwellers to grab the Read the Bones. I mean, he is at 19, so losing 2 life at this point really is not that big of a deal. And more importantly, scry 2 and draw 2 again. And again, put the 2, he kept the 2 on top. Alright, he sent it in the zombies since that he has a declaration in stone. He might as well attack with the zombies while he still has them. And he's going after Nissa. So the zombies eat Nissa, and I imagine this turn the declaration in stone is going to wipe out the zombies. Yep, and there it is. Declaration in stone. All the zombies go bye-bye, and no clue tokens because they're token creatures. You know, I have to say, 3 clue tokens for Grixis at this stage would have been really helpful, even if he did lose, 3 2/2s to do it. Ob Nixilis reignited. +1, lose a life, draw a card. And Grixis now has 3, 6, 7 mana. Attacking in with the Dark Dwellers for 4, so 4C is down to 16. And Sylvan Advocate, he has the land, so it's a 4/5, but unfortunately it's only 1 creature. Goblin Dark Dwellers has Menace, so he can walk right by Sylvan Advocate. Ob Nixilis is a +1 again. Draw a card and lose a life. I was honestly expecting him to go -3 and get rid of that Sylvan Advocate. Elidus again. Ruinous Path, never mind. He had that situation well in hand. So Kalidas, Ruinous Path to kill the creature, exiles it, gets him a zombie token. And now he's free and clear to attack in with the Dark Dwellers. Well, he was free and clear to attack in with it anyway. That's 4 more damage. 4C's down to 12. And 4C concedes after drawing his top card. It looked a lot like he did not get any of his early game stuff. I mean, he did have a few things. We saw Nissa and Duskwatch Recruiter, a Sylvan Advocate. He had to discard Reflector Mage, but he had no board presence really for almost the entire game that time. So unfortunately for him, Grixis was able to control his game. But that's an interesting matchup, and that's an interesting idea for a deck to go forward with into the new standard. A 4C deck that's a hybrid of Bant Aggro and Naya Midrange. I'm really curious to see what Eldritch Moon can put forward to make that deck even better. Because I like the look of it now. I don't know that it can tackle Bant Aggro yet, but who knows? Maybe after Eldritch Moon. But I've babbled on long enough. I'm going to end the video here. That was Grixis Control versus Bant Naya Hybrid. I'll come up with a better title than that. But if you guys liked what you saw, hit that like and subscribe button for me, and I'll see you in the next video.